I can ride my bike with no handlebars.
Greetings, moto guys and moto gals, and welcome back to the 333. And wow, can't believe we are halfway through October. Crazy. But I think for a lot of us, we'll be happy to see this year go bye-byes. 2020 has just been absolutely crazy and nuts and bad and I don't know, just way too crazy. So in a way it's good that it's October already, but it's just, I don't know, it's just, I can't believe how fast this year has gone by. And so enough small talk. The obvious 450-pound wet gorilla in the room is the thing I'm sitting on, and this is the Tenere 700. The new mule in the stable. And you guys know me, I suck at naming bikes. For some reason I keep calling this thing the mule, and I think that's going to kind of stick. So it'll be bike number 2 with a stupid name. But it is kind of a mule. It kind of looks like a mule. And we're going to do a walk around. I'm headed down into the South Jersey Pine Barrens today. Not just on a road through the Pine Barrens, but we're actually going to go into the Pine Barrens if we can, and we'll see how many times I fucking drop this thing. I've already dropped it once in the sand, but I do want to do a a good walk around on the bike, so could like a first impressions video. I've had the bike now, I guess like a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe. I've only taken it out once. I've got like under 100 miles on it so far. It's got a 600-mile break-in period on it. You're not supposed to bring the thing up above 5,000 RPMs, which is like, not that I'm any kind of like nutty rider, but it's like almost impossible to not ride a bike above 5,000 RPMs. It's like crazy. So we're gonna go back into the Pine Barrens. So this is the Batstow area. So any of my South Jersey peeps who know this place know this area pretty well. This is kind of the appropriate for October, because this is kind of like the Jersey Devils, I guess, living room, if you'll say. So there's a lot of fire roads that go through here. I was kind of looking on Google Maps. There's a whole network of motor vehicle accessible fire roads. So should be able to legally kind of go on a little adventure here, kind of see more of the Pine Barrens than I normally would. So we'll see what we're going to do here today. There's a lot of, you got to be careful where you're going here. This is a pretty delicate ecosystem back here. And there's definitely marked roads that you're supposed to be allowed to ride on, and then there's, you know, there's double track that's probably, you know, they probably won't bother you on much if you're riding on it, if it's heavy use double track. There's single track trails where you're not supposed to ride on at all, and obviously you're not supposed to go into any of the pristine, untouched part of this area. I'm gonna get around this guy here. And off we go into the sand. All right. Wow, that was fast, huh? So this is the fire road type stuff that goes through the Pine Barrens, and it's pretty hard packed. I mean, it's a little, you know, you can kind of get up on it a little bit, kind of get up on your feet, but got to get used to the bike. You know, it just feels different riding on this stuff. You know, it kind of wants to go where it wants to go. Well, it's pretty neat. I've never been back kind of in here on these, you know, these unfinished fire roads, so it's kind of different, you know. And it's interesting to see the Pine Barrens from this point of view. And what I'm going to hopefully do here is I'll find maybe a nice spot where I can, you know, kind of pull the bike over and do a nice walk around on the bike here, and kind of talk about the things that I like, don't like about it so far. So yeah, a lot of 4x4 trucks like to come back here, and you can see there's a lot of puddles and ponding. We got a lot of rain on Friday up here. So I'm gonna take it slow. I am gonna admit to being a novice off-roader. This is brand new for me. So you will get to enjoy my follies as I figure this shit out. On a bike that's probably too big for me, but I think my goal is to manhandle this bike and master it, and I'm getting there. I'm a work in progress, you know? And this is cool shit, man. Oh, wow, this is nice. And the bike just kind of chews this stuff up, I'll tell you what. It's really good. Suspension's good. Tires are pretty good. Tires are a little... It's got the Pirelli hybrid tires on it, so they kind of... It's supposed to be like, I guess, 70-30 or 60-40 for off-road and, you know, and asphalt. But this kind of packed stuff that I'm riding on now, it handles it pretty good. I noticed when I got into deeper sand where I dumped the bike already, it didn't handle. Part of that was my lack of riding skill, but I think part of it was also that I didn't have a lot of bite on those tires in the sand. All right, what do we got here? This looks pretty sizable. Yeah, let's try this one. Let's try this one. This one looks pretty big. This looks pretty good. Let's try this. All right, that's a good one, man. Yeah, this is a good one. Wow, this is a nice trail. Really nice trail. Oh, this is so cool. Definitely cool. And I'm just amazed. I've never seen the Pine Barrens like this, you know? It's just amazing. Really amazing. I'm getting some deep sand here. Ooh, yeah. That looks like a nice little area there. Whoa. Yeah, man. Getting that deep beach sand back here. Kind of want to see if I can pull the bike over safely somewhere. This looks pretty good over here. Let's see if we can do that. All right. Hey, didn't drop it. All right. All right, big accomplishment there, right? Okay. All right, so we're back here in the middle of the Pine Barrens, and I could probably safely take a pee somewhere. Other good thing about getting off-road. All right, some interesting. Wow, look at this. It's beautiful back here. Like, look at this. That's amazing. It's like kind of a moss. When you're ripping down on the asphalt through the Pine Barrens, you just don't see this stuff. All right, so I am done with my break. Did a little bit of sightseeing. Did a little bit of looking for the Jersey Devil. No luck. This is the third time I've looked for the Jersey Devil on my vlog, and I still haven't found him. And I'm even in his kitchen today, and I've not found him. So, yeah, and it's October. He's supposed to be running around now, you know? All the sightings happen in October. Anyway, so let's get back to this. So let's talk about what do I like and what do I don't like on this bike. Well, obviously the first like is the price point. It's a very attainable bike, you know, definitely is a second bike. It's not going to break your bank. And you get, full adventure bike features on it, you know. Got that beautiful peach of an engine, the MT-07 engine, Brembo brakes, Pirelli tires. So it comes pretty well equipped. I like that it's a basic feature bike. Nothing crazy about this bike. It has no crazy rider electronics on it. It has one standard readout here that gives you your basic readings. You have ABS, which you can disable with this button here. So when you're back in this stuff, you want to disable ABS so you get some of that slide action with your brakes. So yeah, so I like the fact that it's basic. I like the fact that it's built on the MT-07 engine. I like the suspension. Some people have criticized the suspension. Very, hardcore dirt bike guys aren't particularly fond of the suspension. For me, it's great, I like the fact that it's kind of like the Lego set of adventure bikes. And what I mean by that is you can put all kinds of accessories and stuff on this bike. It's got a lot of potential to sort of add features and stuff to it. So what things don't I like so far, or what things do I think you're going to have to consider if you're buying this bike? Well, the first thing out of the block that I've hated since I've seen this bike up at the IMS are these stupid things. And I really am at the point where I think Yamaha engineers are doing this as an inside joke to American consumers, because look at these things. These are like Pee Wee Herman, Bozo the Clown turn singles. I mean, they're so still. I mean, come on, Yamaha. I mean, you put Brembo brakes on the thing and you put these turn singles on here. So I'm going to change these out. You know, that's going to be one of the things I do. I'll do a tail tidy, low priority, you know. And I feel like now in these first few weeks of me learning how to ride on this shit, I know I'm going to dump the bike. So these are probably going to get broken off anyway, so I don't really care. But hate them. They got to go. What's the other thing that I'm not crazy about on this bike? Well, one of the things, well, not that hey, how you doing? How's it going? Hey, thanks. So one of the things that I'm not crazy about on this bike is I'm not crazy about the fact that it has tubed tires, right? So that's pretty standard for adventure bikes because you have spoked rims and your tires have tubes in them. So that's definitely a change from street biking, and it's definitely something that I'm going to have to make my peace with, especially if I get a flat tire. This brake lever is way too small. You know, I know they make a couple kits to extend it, but I noticed that big time. Like, I'm a big rear braker, and this, just compared to the CB's rear brake, I keep missing it, you know. So I'm getting used to it. It's a tall bike. One thing that I think that is probably not easily perceptive when you watch these videos online, and I'm going to move my gloves here just because I want to show something. When you watch the videos and the reviews of this bike online, at least when I did, what really wasn't clear on this bike is how freaking tall it is. Even when I'm looking at it right now, right? So, you know, if you look at it, probably through my camera perspective, it probably doesn't appear that menacing, and it's not a menacing bike. It's just really tall. I think it has like a 34.9 inch seat height, or maybe like a 34.5 inch seat height. So it's pretty tall, and where you feel it is definitely where I'm not confident yet. I'm definitely not confident whipping a turnaround on this kind of stuff yet, because once it gets me on a certain lean, it's so tall, and I'm not tall enough to get my leg down confidently on it. You know, the bike just dumps over when you kind of try to turn it on this stuff. Like, if I tried to pull a U-turn on this here, I'd probably dump it, because it's just, you know, just because I don't know the technique, I haven't gotten the technique. There's definitely techniques for riding this bike and this kind of stuff, and I just don't know how to do it yet. I mean, I'm practicing, I'm getting better, but I anticipate dropping this thing probably a dozen more times. It's gonna have doinks. I'm sure I'm gonna break shit on it, but I kind of bought it to do that. I want to really learn how to ride this thing right, and so, like I said, I'm a work in progress. But I do want to show, like, if I can, sort of how tall this bike is. So I'm 5'8". I got about a 30-inch inseam. So I'm gonna move my bag here for a second. I guess I got about 30-inch inseam, right? So, you know, if I get next to this bike, you can see it comes like right up to my hip on this bike, right? And so, yeah, I've been watching a couple of videos on how, you know, if you come from the Joe Pesci side of the family like I do, there's techniques for dealing with bikes that are way taller than you, right? Or appear to be way taller than what you're acclimated to. So for this bike, one way that you can deal with it is simply by stepping on the peg with your left foot, right? And then you can swing your leg, you can swing it right over. Now you're on the bike, right? It's pretty easy to get on. One of the kind of tough parts is when you're on the bike, actually getting the bike off the stand is a little, you know, I can do it, but it's kind of like a little bit hard. If I get on the bike and I actually step off with my left foot, now I got my right leg straddling the seat. And you can see I'm like dangling my right foot. I can sort of barely just touch the peg on the other side, right? And on this side, I'm completely flat-footed. So now all I have to do if I want to get the bike off the stand is just flex my leg, and then the bike comes right up. You see? And now I'm off the stand. Now, the whole game with these bikes is, you can see I'm dangling my right foot, my left foot's down. You got a hip shift, right, to kind of keep this bike in control. So the big part on these bikes, especially if you're like, I'm 5'8", 30-inch inseam, so that's what I've got to do on this bike to control it. I've got a hip shift, right? So I've got to like shift if I want to go back, if I want to put it in gear, I've got to shift over to my right foot, put the bike in gear. And then if I'm at a light, you know, I've got to shift put my foot down, right? So that might seem a little intimidating or scary if you've never ridden a bike like this, but it's amazing because you get used to it, you know what I mean? You don't think you will. When you first sort of encounter this bike, it seems really big and it seems like really scary. But the more you kind of practice with it, the less scary and the less big it seems.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
I think I've got a little bit of footage left here on this camera, on the 5. And I am out of the Pine Barrens. I just got out finally. And what I didn't get on tape was all the good stuff, which was me dropping the bike probably about 6 times. One time I went through a water hazard, caught some really slippery mud, got whiskey throttle. The bike wheelied on me, got away, went flying into the trees. Luckily for me, there was a couple of good Samaritan bikers who were riding by, helped me get the bike out. Wow, holy crap, what a workout. What a workout. I was feeling confident starting today, and now I'm feeling like I'm way the fuck over my head. You know, not from the bike, but definitely riding in the conditions far back into the Pine Barrens. And I wasn't, and it was funny because I was talking to the one guy and he's like, dude, you're on the easy part. And there was just these thick patches of, I would say like 6-inch deep sand that are just brutal, man. Brutal. Just absolutely kicked my ass in the sand today. Kicked my ass in the sand. And yeah, so you can see kind of the bike is pretty covered here, and got mud, got sand, got grit, but I made it out alive. I think the bike's still running. I don't think I permanently broke anything. I figured I would trash it up a little bit, but didn't expect to eat it. I ate it hard a couple of times. I didn't expect it to eat it like 6 or 7 times. I thought maybe 2 or 3 times I'd dump it. All right, well, I think that does it for this vlog, if I'm not out of a video yet. So everybody ride safe, and we'll stay out of the sand, man. Oh yes, God bless you. God bless you, asphalt.